Hi and welcome. I'm John and this is Unique Wargaming Terrain. Guys, welcome back. For everyone that's new, and there's a lot of new people, for everyone that's new, this is the weekly Wednesday Wargaming questions and answers. It's an off the cuff video, guys. What that means is I record it and I upload it. There is no fancy editing skills. You don't see my intro symbol at the beginning or nothing like that. I do have a transition button, so if it starts raining heavy, or if I get disturbed, or there's a few times I've done weekly Wednesday and the other side of that wall is a field and there's cows in there making noise, and I can wait, stop, wait for that noise to pass or whatever it is to pass and then carry on. For all my regulars here, guys, I feel love, thank you very much. These weekly Wednesdays are essentially a Q&A weekly Wednesday, so you ask me questions, I answer them. It's primarily model focused. It's 99.9% of the time GW stuff. Sometimes there's terrain questions that come into it, or general questions to do with everything else goes on in the hobby, and sometimes information about myself and everything that's going on here. So for everyone that's new, this is what we do here on the weekly Wednesday. So just off the bat, so I remind everyone I'm still doing commissions. Let's build, terrain and painting. Let me break them down for you, for everyone that's new. Let's builds. So anyone that's new to the channel and you've seen Let's Build videos I've done, if you have models that you want put together, you give me a shout and we'll have conversations or something out, because you may not have the time, the space, or you might only have a certain time of the week, a couple of hours once a week to do hobby time. So it's easier if they're already ready to go. Custom terrain pieces. You guys have seen the crazy stuff that I do on the channel and how easy I make it, and it's good pieces, very good easy pieces. And painting. Now with the painting, there are 3 different ways that it can be done. It could be battle ready. Okay, so you start, nothing else goes on. So the light's just placing a little white line across me. Painting battle ready. Or it can be battle ready to the stage where then you take over and wash it and dry brush it and all that sort of stuff. Or it can be taken past battle ready stage. Okay, it's not a problem. I did start a new terrain video yesterday, in fact. And I had a new idea, and I was like, great, I'm going to get on with this idea because I like this idea. And it's sort of just not faded away, just sort of went a bit bandy on me, and it's my own thinking, and I was thinking to myself, why am I doing it like this when I could do it like this? Same as have a heap of time. So I've scrapped that, the footage and everything else, still got the bits there. I'm going to start it again and just I'm going to be making demoned terrain. Okay, so everyone that's regular here knows that I'm trying to focus on this demon army and get as many bits glued up and ready as I can. And for everyone that's new, I still have another 20 bloodletters and 40 horrors to build. 39 horrors, sorry, to build. There's a lot. So because I want to use them in the next battle report. Where are we? Chaos Lord you painted on Monday is another masterpiece. Have you been holding back with your painting skills? No, I haven't been holding back on painting skills. It's just, I said it a long time ago. There are certain models you can paint, not just me, but you guys as well. Certain models you can paint, and they are just absolutely fantastic. And you find it so easy to paint them. You paint a different type of model, and it's like, it's okay, but it's not as good as, I've been painting Chaos Warriors and Demons for a very long time, so I've sort of got them down to, fine art. Just now, with the voting every week, I'm actually enjoying it because I find it challenging. It's different things every week. It's not just all Space Marines or all Necrons or, whatever it is. It's all different things every week. Which goes on to the voting as well. The votes, when I look at the comments on Friday afternoon, that's when I start prepping the models. Whatever's on the boat, I'll start prepping it for Sunday. Or if there's more than one, that's when I'll film the D6 roll off, and then I'll start prepping that model or models for Monday's painting video. A few people were voted, but the vote came into me on Saturday, and I'd already started the prepping. So whether that's YouTube not notifying me that there's, you know, in time, or whether you guys are looking at it after Friday and seeing it on Saturday and going, oh, I'll wait for this. You know, sorry guys, but with the way that work is at the moment, it's easier for me to know by Friday afternoon. I can just start prepping it Friday afternoon. Saturday I can do some base work on it. Sunday I can do bits and pieces to it, and then I can finish it Monday if I need to, rather than me trying to cram it all into, you know, one little afternoon. So I apologise to anyone that, sorry, Lucky's going funny, that's a new light. Apologise to anyone that voted and had already started that process. Just, you know, just try to comment on, I don't finish work until, I don't get home from work till 2 o'clock on a Friday. So even if you chuck it in there, I may not look at it till 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So there's no panic, but just get it in there, you know, by Friday or on Friday. Again, don't panic, because everything needs to be painted. Okay, everything needs to be painted, everything's going to get painted. And the amount of not new models, but the amount of things I've added to the painting the boat is sorry, that's that new light. Let me just shift me over a bit. I keep looking up and seeing myself go darker and lighter. It's an amazing new light. I don't think it's good for filming like this, but when I'm doing the painting video, I'm going to paint the Gauss Lord with this light. Perfect, absolutely perfect, because the lighting for me to see is fantastic, and what I could see on the camera when I was editing absolutely just picks up every little detail. I don't think he actually went out of focus once. I don't think so. It might have done, but I don't recall it looking at it going, oh. On to the next question. So again, how can I stop or get through hobby blackout or burnout? Now see, we all have this from time to time, where you just have no motivation to paint something. Like, for example, at the moment, I still have the bloodletters in the house ready to be put together. I have no motivation to touch them. They need to be done. I know they need to be done, but I have no motivation to do them. So what I would say to you, if you're starting to feel that way, even if it's building, painting, you know, there's a few things you can do. And I think I answered this question before, but a long time ago. I don't know if it was on a weekly Wednesday or if I was talking to someone on Facebook and just answered it to them. I'm not sure. What you want to do is short time on hobby. So, for example, for me, I have an hour. On days that I'm working, I do an hour in the evening, 4 till 5. Well, this is 5 o'clock now, so it's 5 till 6 today. But in that hour, I try and get X, Y, Z done. Now, in terms of painting, if you're just doing that, then you can get maybe 2 or 3 colours on, 4 colours on. Off you go. The next day, then you're fresh. So if you're painting, say, like if I was painting Space Marines, those of you that have seen the Space Marine, you know, colour scheme, my chapter, you can see how time consuming it would be, and where I've got 20 assault intercessors and 10 man tassels for to paint, for me, that's really frustrating to do the same colour again and again and again and again. So I break it down like I have one model, do one colour on that model one day. Next day, the same colour on the different model. You know, and then all of a sudden you've got 2 or 3 models or 5 models with that colour on, and then go to the next colour. And eventually you get to a point where you break whatever is your paint, not break it, but you break the back of it, so it's just dry brushing and washing and really easy stuff to do. You know, that's one way, just short time of doing hobby. Another way is, and this also goes back to doing short time, is get yourself a chair that's comfortable, but if you're sitting in that chair painting wise now longer than say 45 minutes, it starts to get uncomfortable, because then you can, as soon as you start getting uncomfortable, you know, okay, it's time to finish. And you'll find yourself getting so much more done, because you're not having 2 or 3 days of, I can't do it, you know. Now for me as well, on my days off, I'll get up first thing in the morning, try to, first thing in the morning, and just maybe spend an hour or two, just do as much as I can, and then take the one to school and then come back and crack on with other bits and pieces. But even on those days, I do an hour or so, maybe 2 in the morning. Little one goes to school, stuff done in the house, and then I might have 3 hours or 3.5 hours of getting content done, not just painting or modelling, but terrain stuff as well. And that's my little slot to squeeze in. But then on my days off, I'm not doing it in the afternoon because I've done it in the morning. So, I mean, it's just one idea. If anyone else has any other suggestions, try to comment below so we can, you know, all share to the group, because I've said this before, get as much information about subject matter as possible. The more information you have, you can then look at everyone's opinion, everyone's ideas about it, and make up your own mind. Okay, I found your channel recently. I have the same problem with bases. I need to rebase over 200 models. I can't get my hands on the hard foam stuff you have, and I need cheaper, easier ways to cut the bases. First of all, buddy, 200 models. Now I know, I'm presuming you're talking 32mm bases because you don't say 32 or 40mm bases, but I'm assuming you mean 32mm bases. 200 models. That's a lot. The hard foam that I use is Foamex. You can get it from a sign writers. So if you go to a sign writing shop and say to them, look, I'm after some 5mm Foamex or some 3mm Foamex offcut pieces. Any offcut pieces you have, you know, if it's a big bag for it's a tenner, I'll give you a tenner for it. Not only is it good for bases, it's also brilliant for terrain because you can base stuff on it and it's hard and durable. It doesn't take paint too well straight on, so you'd have to give it a sand down and put some texture on it before you paint it. Now, the only other problem if you do get your hands on the Foamex is to cut the bases. If you don't have a manual sander, electrical sander, it is a pain in the backside to sit there and keep sanding it, but you can get there. But to answer your question, there is other ways to do bases. I was actually thinking about this. What's it? I think it's this morning actually. I read your question and wrote it down, ready to answer today, and I was actually thinking about it at work. As before, the wife used to write the questions down to me. And then it's the first time I see them is when they wrote down. But you know, she's not. She needs a bit of a, you know, her time. So it's just I write down now. The other way you could do it, if you get foam board, which is a tiny little piece of paper, top and bottom, it's like 2mm or 3mm of foam. You can make them out of that because it's very easy to cut. I haven't tried it with that yet because the sanding is going to be a nightmare. I was actually thinking of using, I don't think I actually have any. Actually, that's not hard enough. Thinking of using some like corrugated card. So you're going to go, what? Yeah, I was thinking of corrugated card because it's easy to cut. One. The second thing you can do is get a piece of cereal card and cut the same shape and then glue that on top, so you get rid of the rigid from the corrugated card. Then when that's dry, PVA glue is dried, and that you get a bit of filler and just run it along the base, you know, trim, so that when that dries, it'll give you a nice smooth finish rather than the corrugated card. You might need to get a bit of sandpaper and just give it a little rough sand down, the fine grit sandpaper, give it a little once over, and then glue your model to it. Or if, like me, you have the models in, say a 25mm base, yeah, then you can just glue that, because these are the ones with the little slot at the bottom, and the model has a little tag to go in the slot. You can just glue that straight to the base. It gives them a bit more height. It's a little sneaky peek. That's something I'm working on off camera, just trying to fix up. I didn't have a gun arm for that side, so I just converted to an axe on there. Well, I didn't convert them, I just took an axe on the chosen cow space, put one of them. Now I'm going to do now, so I'm going to bring you down and show you the vote. There's a good few models here. Now I did say I would have 2 trays. There's actually 3 trays here, but one of the trays has the blood letters in. Disregard the blood letters because I won't have the time to cut all the 32mm bases. So I'm going to show you what it is, and then we'll have a vote on that. Right, we'll start with box number 1. We have the Illumina, big Necron guy. We have a Blade Guard Ancient, which is actually a fantastic model. We have the 2 captains. We have the one with the shield. Again, it's actually a fantastic model. There's a lieutenant here, but disregard him because he's an extra model. We have 3 Radicators, 3 Blade Guard veterans. We have the Engine Seer. We have some Striking Scorpions and the Striking Scorpion Exarch. Now, I know there's only 2 Scorpions there and an Exarch, and our box of them, I think it's 5 in there, but I'm sure in the Codex it's 5 models, 5 to 20 models, or, so, or 5 to 15 models, or something like that. Again, so I'd get a box and then just add these guys into that unit. We have the Dissension Sorcerer here, converted. Let's give you a good look about this guy. So here's, yeah, we have some Hanning Banshees. Again, the same thing as the Scorpions. This one still needs a bit of work done because it still has white paint on it for some bizarre reason. Again, I'll get a box of Banshees and add these 3 into them. We have some Dire Avengers. Again, the same thing as the Scorpions and the Banshees. We have the Striking Scorpion Phoenix Lord. Just needs to be put onto a 40mm base. The Fire Dragons that I actually started prepping up ready with the Chaos Lord just to make sure I have them ready to go. We have the Judicar or Judasar, however you pronounce his name. I have Demonettes. Still haven't even done any work on the Chaos Cultists yet. I actually still have these guys to finish off. These are Jump Marines. Just put these down. These are specialist Jump Marines that I made. So they're actually, when you look at them, they're actually hovering off the ground. The one behind is even better to see because it's up in the air. Anyway, it's a different story for a different day. Let's give you a quick sneaky peek at what's going on here. Right, this is the 3rd box. Ignore the blood letters because, you know, as I said, 32mm bases, I'm not going to have enough of them. There is a Sineshi Sorcerer there with the claw hanging up with him. We have Mr. Ra. We have a flurry of Swooping Hawks. We have some Eldar Rangers. Again, they'd fall under the same as the Striking Scorpions and that because there's not enough of them. We have these Chosen Chaos Space Marines. And we have a Nurgle Chaos Sorcerer. So as you guys can see, I've been a busy little bee. Now, to get the vote, all you have to do is comment on this video. Make sure your vote goes in before Friday evening. Okay, just because that's when I'll start looking at what needs to be done. There's no point me coming to it on Sunday and going, right, okay, let me start reveling this guy or undercoat this guy, and then, you know, I'm putting pressure on myself on Monday, and it, you know, I'd rather have it finished or almost finished come Monday, and then I can just, you know, just either finish it and edit or just go straight to editing. If you have any questions for me, chuck a comment below on this video, or you can go to Unique Wargaming Terrain Facebook page. I don't go in there every week. I should be going in every week, but I don't. Go into there. There's a messenger button there. You can message me directly. Ask me a question. If there's a question you need an answer for now, I'll answer it for you, but then I'll address it in next week's Weekly Wednesday to help everyone else that might have the same question. And there are no silly questions. Okay, no silly questions at all. That's it for this week, guys. What do you guys think about the new light? And in regards to the new light, how did you find the painting video on Monday? We're using that new light. I don't know if that's that light or if it's the light up here that's going flickering. Not flickering, it's just going dull. I don't know. Anyway, until next time, guys, thanks for watching. Please hit like, share, subscribe, turn on notifications, because there's a lot of people that watch the channel are not subscribed. It costs you nothing, guys. Just hit the buttons for me. Become part of this amazing growing community. Absolutely amazing. Until next time, guys, take it easy. See you later.